Grammy-nominated rapper Tory Lanez will be stabbed 14 times in prison. The knife would ultimately hit him 7 times in his back, 4 times in his chest, 2 times in the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. In prison, when I was there, we would read Grey's Anatomy and other books, which would tell us exactly where to hit you. What this sounds like is a friend usually, or someone extorting you, whether it's drugs or you're just high profile, whatever it may be. We'll get into that. They see you on the yard, 7:20 a.m., first thing in the morning. They hit you multiple times in the chest, the torso, trying to get underneath that floating rib, try to get where your liver's at, your chest, your lung. As it collapses, the inmate will turn to run. Dude just starts hitting them as they're chasing them. Now, I've seen it to where they'll try to scream, but nothing will come out. You know, adrenaline's a motherfucker, but their lung is collapsed, and they're trying to yell, and dude's just still hitting them in the back, where he probably tried to turn, and as he fell, probably got hit 2 more times in the back of his head, and in a defensive posture, hit 1 time on the side. And the guards obviously regain control of the situation. As you're taught in there to hit the dude as many times as possible until they stop moving, or the officers completely take you off of the dude and you have no other option. Many things are a possibility. As I saw in a video, Tory Lanez was wearing a bandana on his left side. It was a blue bandana, which is obviously recognized in California as Crips. And that's very political, as that's the founding state of where the Crips come from. And him being from Canada and not really involved in the trenches of what happened in California and other states that bear that name and really put that work in. When you're a civilian, yeah, rappers are civilians. Like, he's not affiliated, he has no real background, and you're rapping about killing, you know, selling dope, whatever it may be. You have to understand, people are in there in real life for committing these crimes in a time capsule. That one bar that you put out that was real hot about murders and, you know, gangster lifestyle, there's dudes that did that in real life and have never left that moment for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. When somebody's in there and, you know, they're talking real aggressive, and he's in there also for 10 years, has a release date of 2029, which isn't that long at all. And he's in there for shooting another superstar, Megan Thee Stallion, in the feet. There's so many angles they could play this. One, they could set up a moment like this, like, hey, we got an idea to help you with your career. I've seen this a million times. They say, hey, put our rag on you, put our flag on you, whatever. We'll take a video, we'll make a whole scene in the background, it'll go viral, it'll put you back in the mix. But then the officers confiscate his phone, you know, whatever it may be, or he gets shaken down, or whatever it is. Hey, but it worked though. Hey, you got another 5 bands, gets a little phone that's like $20 at Walmart. Now he's paying $5,000. Hey, you could wear our bandana, you could take pictures with us. We'll even tell people you're tough, you know what I mean? Just, hey, send money to him, and him. And when you hit Canteen, hey, break it off a little bit here. Called friendly extortion. Hey, you do any substances? Here, we got you, man. And then you pay the piper. They tell the CEOs, hey, knock his phone off. You know, everybody's in on it. A high-level inmate that has status in the streets, they're addicted to the fame, they're addicted to the clout, and they'll do anything to keep it alive as it's their paycheck. Other rappers like BG, who just came home from a 13-year sentence. You know, he was in the streets long before he was ever a rapper. To the point when he got out, they wouldn't even let him make music. He released a CD called Freedom of Speech, where they're like, you can't rap about any violence or to violate your parole. Other people like Tory, who are more civilian, and they're actors. They're not so much rappers. They make great music, seem like really, really talented superstars, but you go to prison, you're dealing with the mob, and dudes get that mob fatigue. Everything they rapped about is now in their face 24/7, and they realize that, oh, this is not who I am. Or he could have been just caught up in the politics and joined an organization, paid his way in, and, you know, was trying to ride and look hard and, you know, got caught. Whatever it is, look at Money Sign Sway. You know, he was caught up in the politics in California, up and coming rapper, soon to be superstar. They found him dead, stabbed multiple times in the California prison shower with only 28 months on his sentence. He was caught up in those organizations. Everything you say in those rap songs, in those videos, you know, there's politics, there's situations that you can't just go on Twitter. You can't just go on these certain platforms and jump into cars and do certain things. You're held accountable for everything you do. It's a dirty, dirty game in there. You know, he has a son. It's really dirty game. Do your time, get your parole date. You know, they life flighted him to a Bakerfield civilian hospital. We'll see what's up. Stay out, stay free, huss.